The Mind Buzz, now partnered with My Grito Industries. Go from
This podcast episode of The Mind Buzz is brought to you by House of Chingazos. House of Chingazos is a Latino-owned online store that speaks to Latino culture and Latino experience. I love House of Chingazos because I like t-shirts that fit great and are comfortable to wear. I wear them on the podcast and to the carne asadas. Click the affiliate link in the show description and use promo code TheMindBuzz. That's TheMindBuzz to receive 10% off your entire purchase. The cash saved will go directly to the Mind Buzz podcast to help us do what we do best, and that's bringing you more Mind Buzz content. Click the link in the show description for more. The Mind Buzz is powered by Mind Buzz Media. Mind Buzz Media is an on-site video and audio podcast production company. Have you ever thought about starting your own video and audio podcast? Or do you have an existing podcast that you want to take to the next level? Mind Buzz Media brings a professional podcast studio to you. Visit mindbuzz.org for more.
The Mind Buzz. Podcast.
3, 2, 1. We're back. You cut me off. Boom. What is up,
fitting.
Mind Buzz Podcast Universe? What happened? What'd you say?
Nothing. Go, universe.
You cut me off at the beginning, but we're not going to talk about that.
I got excited. I haven't done this in like a month.
It's been a good while. But how were your holidays, Amber? Good?
Good. The same as yours.
You were there. What are you asking me for?
Or do we pretend that we had different holidays?
I think we should pretend that each of your parents take one of us to the subsequent family member's house on holidays. We have split holidays. I want 2 Christmases again. Give me 2 Christmases again. I'm used to 2 Christmases.
Dang.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think I could handle 2 Christmases.
Yeah, exactly. I want less Christmases.
Well, welcome back to the podcast episode. Before we get into today's guest, Johnny C, we have the first My Grito Weekly of 2024.
Yeah.
Amber, what is the lowdown on that? Do people still say that, lowdown or high down? I don't know.
All right. So we here at My Grito would like to thank you all for supporting our musicians and podcast shows such as The Mind Buzz and West Coast Poplock. We love your love drives these artists to keep creating.
We're professional, ladies and gentlemen.
Why? I am not reading off of anything.
Get them off put them on the screen.
You got it.
There we go.
All right. So your love drives these artists to keep creating music and content for you to enjoy in 2024. And we appreciate you. You can continue to support our label by following the other podcast shows on social media and to include them to the list of your shows to listen to. So we have The Mind Buzz, West Coast Poplock Podcast, Chicano Shuffle, Emo Brown, and the Tragos Amargos podcast with comedian Jerry Garcia. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
What else do we got? That's it, right?
That's all I got. And then he put Happy Mew Year. He spelled it M-E-W.
Happy Moo Year?
Mew.
Mew? Is that even a word?
I don't know. Maybe he's a cat. Happy Mew.
Meow Year?
Mew.
Oh, man. Johnny C is in the podcast studio, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, there I am.
What's up, Johnny? Thanks for coming out and doing the podcast, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
How you been?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing good.
In the 2 days since I've seen you?
In the 2 days, you look good. You look
Perfect.
the same.
Excellent.
You look the same. So how was your New Year's, man?
It was all right. I didn't really do. I didn't do much. Like I was probably asleep by 11:45. You know, like get on purpose. It's like I don't want to hear. I live in the San Fernando Valley now, so I'm from the South Bay, and on New Year's we would get so many fireworks, starting from like 5 p.m. until 3 a.m. It would be a barrage of fireworks, and there's a little bit, but there's not. It's not. I just went to sleep. I didn't have to deal with it.
I feel like they start every year, like an hour every year before midnight.
At least an hour.
Right?
Like I want to start getting them off.
Right.
10 o'clock.
But I feel like people do fireworks now, fucking all year round.
I mean, it is. Yeah.
I want to know, how do they have money to just do fireworks? Like, who is it?
Fireworks
Who's
are
doing
cheap, man.
They're cheap?
I mean, they're not that expensive. And I
The ones
remember
that blow up like that?
when I had a factory job. I mean, so this is fucking 20 years ago, but more than that. But when I had a job, there would always be somebody who just came back from TJ or just came back from who had
Somebody, right? Somebody
had. If you had fireworks, this is not more than 2 conversations away. All year round. Like, it's like, I want some fireworks. Oh, I got a guy. Hold on. He'll be here at lunch.
Dang. I think last year or the year before that, did you guys see the house that like blew up?
Yeah, the cops blew him up.
Yeah, because it had...
Pull it up. Pull the video.
Dude, those people
Is there a video
Those
on
people
that?
are still living in hotels.
No.
Those people are
What?
still living in hotels.
Wait, hold on. So what happened?
So the local law enforcement, sheriffs, LAPD,
Okay.
all those kinds of people find out that there's a dude that has basically a garage full of fireworks.
Ooh, okay,
And so
that's
they
right.
take his garage full of fireworks and they load it inside of like a bomb truck and they're going to blow it up, but they don't seal it right. And so when it blows up, it just blows up the fucking neighborhood.
So basically, they took these fireworks, they put them in one place,
Right.
and they set them on fire.
Correct.
God
but
bless
they didn't
America.
do it right. Yeah, they didn't do it right. And so it's like destroyed these people's homes.
Yeah.
And like,
Where's the logic in that, though?
it's like how when they burn fields of weed, where it's the same thing.
Or when they detonate a bomb, they put
Right.
something over it. That way
And they blow it up.
It blows in there. Like,
Yeah, this is apparently not supposed to
So let me
be
see.
that big of a deal. I don't know if that's the one, but that's hilarious.
I think that one's it.
Is it?
Yeah, and then it caught other houses on fire.
Oh,
Yeah, because this one's Channel
Whoa.
7 News.
but just trying to solve a problem when you make a way bigger problem. It's the best.
Yeah, that I don't get that logic. Like, if you
Or
find
why do you have to do it like right here?
right,
Like why does it have to? Like, couldn't you just pack them up and
yeah,
take
go to
them
the
some-
desert, go to Apple Valley or
Take 'em
somewhere.
someplace else,
What
man.
city was this?
That's Ontario. See, that's an explosion at somebody's house.
Oh, this is not the one that they did.
From commercial
right.
grade. So those are like commercial grade are the fireworks that are at games and
Sure.
Dodger Stadiums.
The ones that go up in the air, right?
So when I was
Basketball
living in,
games.
right? When I was living in Minnesota,
Not
for a
basketball games
while-
because they're in
No,
arenas.
inside, but
yeah.
they do fireworks. It's different, but they'll do it. 'Cause They do
Okay.
it at wrestling and stuff too. You can.
Oh
have
yeah, that's
you can
true.
have fireworks
Oh, okay,
inside.
that's right.
So in Minnesota, you can't have fireworks at all. But in Wisconsin, which is the next state over, everything's legal. Everything.
What?
So as soon as you go from the board, as soon as you pass from Minnesota into Wisconsin, there's giant like Best Buy size stores that are just fireworks.
What?
And when you look, so it's like, here's a pile of fireworks.
It's not this trailer that
No, it's
Californians put on the side of the road.
no, this is a Best Buy sized warehouse store that just and not just one, multiple. Like where there's all over the
They're like Walmarts, but
Correct.
for fireworks.
correct. And then there's a pile of fireworks, and then above that, a flat screen TV that shows you what the fireworks do. Because this is like in the air explosions, mortars, like
That's
fucking
genius.
wild shit. And so it's super common in Wisconsin to where like a graduation party or a wedding or fucking whatever, there's full fireworks displays. Like, bah, 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 my fucking kid graduated 8th grade, like for sure.
I wonder if the Coneheads was set in Wisconsin
Fucking
because
pretty lame, Conehead. That's the best part of that fucking movie, man. Even battling the Garth knife, that's not as good as when. Ding.
Have you seen that, Amber?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my!
great
It
movie.
is such.
You see her eat that sandwich? I haven't seen a woman put away a Subway sandwich like that since mom.
Oh my god, dude! Chris Farley was awesome
Killing it.
in that movie.
Killing it with his Conehead girlfriend.
Oh my god! You know what? I just realized a few months ago. A lot of my favorite films were, they were extensions of Saturday Night Live.
Sure.
Right? I didn't know that. Like maybe within a year. I don't know.
Like what?
I didn't really think about it. Like It's Pat.
It's sure.
Let's see.
Night at the Roxbury. You
Night
love
at the
that
Roxbury. Coneheads. That was an
Night at the
early
Roxbury
skit.
is a way better movie than people give it credit for.
It is.
People say like it's terrible, and if like, you watch it now, there's some solid laughs.
Yeah.
Even today in Night at the Roxbury.
Let's see what else. Superstar with Molly Shannon.
Oh yeah.
She humps that tree.
Wayne's World.
The way the world is, yeah.
Is there any more? Am I missing any more?
I'm sure there's more.
Right. But to have a powerful sketch show like that, and then to have Hollywood make
Come
films
get it. Yeah.
out of your sketch ideas is fucking amazing.
I mean, that's why UCB, Upright Citizens Brigade, the improv school, troupe, whatever, not
Oh, look
became
right here.
became like you had. Oh, there's all of them. You.
But was Happy Gilmore
I mean, Happy
a...
Gilmore. It's because I don't think they did Happy Gilmore on the show.
Oh right.
Mhm.
But that's just all the dudes from Happy Gilmore. Like Ladies Man was on the show. Ladies Man, that was a fucking hilarious movie.
The Wedding Singer, was it?
No, that's just sad. That's just Sandler movies.
So-
It's just movies that had.
That's what that is. Yeah.
like an affiliation with...
Yeah, exactly. Like Ghostbusters is a bunch of dudes from Saturday Night
Yeah.
Live, but
That
they
makes
were.
sense.
It didn't start there.
Wait, what is that? What was Bob Roberts? What is that? Do you know who that is?
Is that the?
Holy shit.
What about the?
Oh, he's probably
it's
just
about an agent. Oh no, politics.
The Wedding Singer.
That's a good movie. You seen that one?
That's one of
Yeah.
my favorites.
It's wild to see like movies get old and people are like, what do you? I've never seen that. It's like, well, you've never seen that? Are you kidding me?
It's crazy.
That happens all the time with me and Amber, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like with certain foods, certain movies. Like, you haven't had this yet? What's your problem? Like Hot Pockets.
Who
Was
hadn't had a
one-
Hot Pocket?
Amber hasn't had a Hot Pocket. Well,
No,
now
now I
she
have.
has.
I
had to put her up on game.
You got robbed of experience in life. You never had a hot. What about an Uncrustable? Have you ever had an
No.
Uncrustable? You never had an Uncrustable? Oh man, Uncrustable is the most delicious snack ever invented.
It's because my mom was a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
So to her, it was like,
Sure,
I'll
you'll
make
get
Blasphemy.
yeah,
I'll make it for you,
100%.
like.
Which is obviously better. You know what I mean? Like that's obviously the better way to grow up. And you never had an Uncrustable? Like
Right.
get out of here. The peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but just oh man, it comes frozen.
But sometimes that's my favorite part of the relationship is showing her something that she's never had before and just to
Sure.
look at the joy in her face.
Yeah, that's why it's like the same thing I've always thought. that if I ever had the money to do like travel first class, like fly first class and like go someplace to say, I'm not taking any person that's ever done that before.
No.
Right.
No, like you,
Yeah.
like, fool, you're gonna be amazed when you come with me. Like this needs to be an experience for both of us.
It is. I think it's such a cool for me, and I guess for Gil as well. But like for me, taking him places, traveling. For me, I like to travel. So taking him places, or we used to go here when we were kids, and that that's cool. Like just giving people that. And it's not even an opportunity, but it's giving them those things that brought you joy
Sure.
to them and hoping that it brings them joy as well, right? And if it doesn't, that's okay too. But I think that that's a cool
I
human
know what you
experience.
will like. And then you take them to do the thing that they're right. That's the best.
I don't know what I would have done if you didn't. I mean, I guess there's a positive to if she didn't like Hot Pockets because
Sure.
then I can have the whole box to
Yeah.
myself. But
and like you could laugh about her being wrong forever. It's like, remember when you said you didn't like Hot Pockets? You know, like,
I've never had
That's
like
true.
Chef Boyardee.
oh my gosh, the Chef Boyardee's the world's greatest chef.
yeah.
That's the world's greatest chef, Chef
What else?
Boyardee.
What
Chef
else haven't you had, dude?
You still have
I
never
don't
had
know.
Chef Boyardee?
I haven't.
Still no.
Oh man, just some raviolis or some beefaroni, man. God damn.
I don't know. Name something. Name something that is like a staple.
Top
in-
ramen.
Yeah, I've had top ramen.
Let's see. It's in the same, I guess, category as Hot Pockets, but the Tostino ones,
Oh no.
the small,
Oh, like the pizza rolls.
the pizza rolls.
Sure.
What about pizza bagels?
I've had pizza bagels.
Okay, but the pizza rolls,
But I bought those for myself when I was older.
the pizza rolls or the bagels?
Yeah, the first time I moved out of my parents' house.
Like, I'll
the
show
pizza
you.
bagel,
I
and I was
can-
like,
What about frozen corn dogs?
yeah, I like those. Frozen burritos, the green
Sure,
ones.
those are the jam,
I could
too.
put down pizza rolls for sure, dude.
like a whole bag.
Like a whole bag.
That's
Yeah, if with the what are the air fried? Oh my god, they're so delicious in air fryers. Jeez, we can put a whole bag down.
I act like
honestly.
not buy French fries at the store because I will for sure make a whole bag of fucking French fries. You know what I mean? It's like, who are all these fries for? Like, what do you mean? It's for me. It's like,
Don't worry about
what else do you have? Nothing, man. French fries are the meal. We get a whole bag of French fries.
What about like Stouffer TV dinners, Amber? You ever have TV dinners?
I think I had one of those kid cuisine ones once.
Oh shit, kids
'Cause I,
cuisine.
like,
I remember
begged
in
my
the blue
mom.
box.
Yeah.
The blue box with the brownie on the side that
Yeah,
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 that
yeah.
one.
doesn't cook right.
Yeah.
Like every time for some reason.
What about like Campbell's soup?
Yeah, I've had Campbell soup.
I'm trying to think of like more Otter Pops. Yeah, Otter
Someone
Pop.
said pot pie.
But what about a Pop Tart? Oh, Pop Pie and a Pop Tart too. What about Pop Tarts?
I think I've had a Pop Tart once, and not the whole thing.
I had a
just,
Pop
like,
Tart
bit
once
it.
too. Once today. Twice yesterday. I had a Pop Tart.
But you know what it was? One, yes, my mom, and two, my dad's always he's always liked food, right? Like going out to restaurants and things like that. So he would take us, and yeah, we could order from the kids meal, like the kids section or whatever. But my dad was like, "No, I want you to try this."
Yeah, you were busy not eating garbage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I was sorry. I spent my life eating trash. You know, like a fucking raccoon.
But I know I missed out. I wish I would have tasted them. Absolutely. And now, because now as an adult, when I taste them, I'm like, this is fucking disgusting.
What about a Chocodile?
It's a crocodile.
A Chocodile is a Twinkie like dipped in chocolate, basically.
Oh, it's like a gansito,
Oh, okay.
basically. Is it stuffed too?
Yeah, like a Twinkie. Exactly
Yeah, it
like
has the cream
exactly a
inside.
Twinkie dipped in chocolate.
Okay. Yeah, it's basically like a gansito, but a gansito has raspberry filling. Is it raspberry or strawberry?
Strawberry.
Strawberry filling in it. Have you had one of those? Those are
No.
delicious.
That sounds delicious.
Those are great. You can't have
I
like
like
more than
Dolo.
one though.
like fruit in my desserts.
You
is
like
not
fruit?
my jam. No,
Oh.
no. Like any kind of like fruit filling or any.
No jelly donut?
I don't like jelly donut.
No?
I don't like
But
anything
like
filled.
a donut with cream in it or like whatever
Really?
custard. I'd much rather have that than.
What about both? Like the jelly and the cream? Okay. That's a
I don't like anything
gansito.
fruit inside.
No
I mean,
fruit.
I'll do it. Don't worry about that.
What
Don't-
about
Don't get me
those-
wrong. I'll eat whatever you got. I'm just saying.
What about those Van de Kamp pies? In like
Love
the,
them.
the
Let me tell you, I wasn't allowed to have those because that was for my dad. Like any like the fruit pies or like
Yeah.
the
The
chocolate
cherry
one's the
one?
best or the lemon. But those were my dad had those were. Yeah, we weren't allowed to have those. That was like if I was feeling like reckless, like I didn't care about my life anymore, I would steal one of those. I hope my dad didn't notice. You know what I mean? But those were not for me and my brother. Those were for my dad.
Oh, I wonder how much calories
Even now, I'm
that
at the
thing
store
is.
and I look at it like I'm not allowed to have that. I can't have that. My dad's gonna pop up and fucking sock me if I eat that. Rocky Road ice cream, same thing. That's not for you. It's for your dad.
Oh,
That's like
man.
me and my brother do the exact. And I. So if you get like a gallon, so let's just if you get a gallon of ice cream or whatever, is it important to you that the top stays smooth?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Mm.
To me, yeah. I'm super anal.
This is the most important conversation we could possibly have
Yeah.
right now because
Smooth. It has
you
to
just
be.
leave it like all chaos inside there,
Yeah,
just
no.
choke like it looks like the surface of Mars, like unacceptable, man. So, but I know the reason that started doing it is I would do that because that would make it less obvious
Oh,
that I had taken any of this ice cream out of here. So you just gotta be smooth about taking off the top, smooth.
But that also challenges you to eat every flavor of the Napoleon. Say if it was a Napoleon,
you gotta eat it all.
Neapolitan ice cream. Neapolitan
Yeah, I was gonna let you do it. It's fine. This is your show. I
ice
wasn't
cream.
gonna correct
No,
you.
correct me, dude. This is what this is about, dude.
He's like, yes.
Call me out on Neapolitan
There's a
versus
little ice cream.
yeah. I know. You want a little ice cream?
A little French ice
Hold
cream.
it
A little French ice cream.
But it challenges you to eat like every
Sure, you can't
chocolate,
just have
a vanilla,
You gotta have
and
the
strawberry.
too.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
100%.
There's a certain place for hell for people that just take one flavor of the Neapolitan ice cream.
Animals.
Yeah.
Animals. That
Yeah.
it has to be. Come on, smooth it out. Let's
Yeah.
go.
My mom would buy flavors she knew that we didn't like, but that she did,
Spectacular.
and we wouldn't eat it.
You're like, here, have
She would
it.
get like butter pecan. At that time, I didn't like it.
Have
Or
a
she would get,
pistachio.
That's wild. I didn't like butter pecan when I was younger either, and now I love
Yeah,
it.
I like
it's
it
delicious.
now.
It's
She used to
wild.
get like pistachio, or what was the other one? It was one that had like coconut and pineapple.
That sounds maybe delicious.
I don't remember what it was. So every time I would open it, I was like, "Ah, damn it," and I wouldn't get it because I didn't like it.
Smart move.
That was pretty smart.
Pistachio is good too.
You just gotta punish yourself. Like I'm gonna learn to like this, so my kids can't have it.
I liked pistachio when I was 8, though. Like very early on.
I don't think
was a
I've ever
weird
had
kid.
pistachio ice cream.
No?
I love
Good.
pistachios too. I love pistachios. But
The
I don't
ice
think
cream? No?
But I don't think I've ever had the ice cream.
Really?
Yeah.
It was either pistachio or that like Superman flavored
Sure.
thing,
What's the Superman
which was probably
flavor?
terrible for you.
Like on the stick, a super.
It's like rainbow. It's weird. Like it'll turn your poop purple or something like that. Watch, look it up. Go Superman ice cream. I think it's an actual
Is
flavor.
it like a sherbet?
from like the ice cream truck.
Kinda. I don't know how to explain it. It was just like a weird flavor of ice cream.
Oh, that one?
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah,
There
Oh,
it is.
okay.
but look for it at what's at Thrifties.
Yep.
Dude, did you know in Ensenada they have an actual Thrifties ice cream
In
location?
Mexico.
Really?
Is it
Still, it's
Mexico?
still there.
Yeah. In all of Mexico, they have thrifties.
That is crazy.
like standalone thrifties.
yeah.
Thrifty's the shit.
Did they used to have like shops like that everywhere?
Yeah, Thrifties used to be all right.
Yeah?
Rite Aid used to be Thrifty. But now Rite Aid is out of business. But that's where it used to be Thrifty ice cream, and now where you get chocolate malted crunch.
We
chocolate
still have a
malted
Rite Aid
crunch.
in Paramount.
Chocolate-
With the thrifties.
Oh, there's no Rite Aids everywhere. They're closing down.
They didn't close all of them, but they closed a
Oh.
bunch of them. They closed thousands of stores. They closed the one closest to me.
This is what I want in my life. If anybody wants to gift me anything.
Ice cream with faces on them?
No.
Oh.
I want the thrifty scooper.
So at Rite Aid, they sell those scoopers. You
Oh,
could
really?
you could get the little the circle ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, any Thrifty, any Rite Aid that still has the ice cream thing, behind the ice cream, they have the scooper.
I had no idea.
Yeah, me either till like 6 months ago. And I screamed at the dude, "You sell the scoopers?" And he looked at me like he was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh my God." Because I thought the exact same thing this is a perfect tool. There's not a lot of tools, like a hammer, perfect tool. Like you hit it and you
Right.
pull it out on the other side, it's perfect, it's incredible. And there's not a lot of tools that are perfect like that. That Thrifty Circle ice cream scooper is a perfect tool.
But do you think if you got it, did you get one?
No, of course not. I can't admit that I'm that much of a fat turd. I need a Thrifty ice cream scooper because that's how much ice cream I eat. Even though I probably deserve
But
it.
you think if you got the chance to have one, you think you could do the scoop like them?
I mean,
It'd be flawless like that?
I'm not a 16-year-old that working at Summers at Thrifty, but yeah, I think I could eventually figure it out with enough practice.
I feel like I'd suck the first time.
Look,
Yeah, of course.
look up who invented that thing. It has to be like some
It
rocket
was
scientist
them.
or something.
No, it was
Dr.
It was,
Thrifty.
It was Thrifties?
yeah,
Thrifty.
Yeah, because they made that scooper. Don't ask how I know this, but they made that scooper just for them because there's some science behind why they wanted it that shape.
What?
Yeah, there's another.
Because it's like a one of a kind. You don't see that anywhere else. Where
No, you don't see a square,
like a little weird,
circle.
cylinder scoop. Like, get out of here.
There's another ice cream place that did like they got like engineered their own scoop so that it could be like enough scoop. Like I don't know how to take it. I'm gonna look it up.
Well, 30. I think that's 31 Flavors place.
Baskin Robbins.
Yeah. There's a science to scooping ice cream.
Sure.
Yeah, I remember watching a
There
video about
is.
it.
Oh, there it is.
Look at that magnificent piece
There you
of
go.
art.
Look at that. It's a perfect tool, man. It's like the caveman is discovering fire right there. You got a thrifty scoop.
What year did this come out, Amber? Can you look that up?
1922. Like,
22?
I have no idea.
You're
but
throwing
I'm
it out
guessing-
there?
Like, there you go.
I'm guessing 100 years ago.
It has to be. No, but I want to say like 1952. 1952.
And that looks like a very 1940.
1940.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
No, batch of ice cream.
Yeah, that's an
It was
ice cream
introduced
happened.
a
When was the
decade
scooper?
later. So a decade
1950.
later.
So you were right on. Bang! That looks like a very 1950s invention.
Yeah. The dynamic of it, the way that they built it.
They put it in videos about like the future. The future's coming. In the future, you have ice cream
And
scooper. You know?
Thrifty's ice cream.
The house of the future.
This is some
Everybody's got
fat
an ice
piece
cream
of
scoop.
shit.
Everybody, we have ice cream scoop right here. Got chocolate malted crunch, marble fudge, and Superman flavor.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, they sell it right there.
All right.
Thrifty is finally selling its signature. So they didn't sell it before
no.
2019?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Telling you, man.
I wonder if they have a patent on this because you don't see that anywhere else. I'm pretty sure that they have a patent.
Or
patent.
whoever was like, you know what we do, you guys?
Right.
We sell.
We sell it.
Like, give that guy a raise.
And
Like,
it
he
took
got-
them like more than 70 years to figure that out.
I like to think there's some guy who's been working at that corporation for like 50 years who the whole time's been like, we got to sell the scooper. They're like, Jim, we're not selling the fucking scooper.
Shut the fuck up.
Every year is like, who anybody has any ideas? Jim, put your goddamn hand down.
We're not gonna sell
selling
the scooper.
And then finally, like a new boss came and it was like, how come no one's listening to Jim, man?
Yeah.
Let's get this scooper out there. What are you guys doing? Or he comes in and he's like, I've been looking through the records and just have a question like, how come we don't sell those scoopers?
Yeah.
Thank you. I've been telling these guys for fucking 30 years you gotta sell this
He's all
scooper.
old. He doesn't even work there anymore.
On his way out the door, or like he gets finally retires, all sad and alone, and he goes to fucking Rite Aid. He sees him, and it's like, no, Rosebud. Like, that was my idea, you dicks.
Do you think that there's like
Oh, yes.
like ice cream shop etiquette as far as like, you know, when you go and you're like, can I taste this flavor?
Yeah,
You think is it like two or more, one, or you just
I think it
all
all
buck wild?
I think this is not set in stone because I think it depends on how busy they are at that time. You know, if you're in there and there's nobody else in there, you have at least one more. Whatever that line is, you got one more. Like, fine, there's nobody in here. But if there's a bunch of people there, 1, 2 tops, and then like
Two flavors to try.
of sampling. 1 is being generous already. I can't believe I can't even believe they just let you eat a flavor. Like, let me try that. Like, we're not here experimenting. Like, just pick one and bounce. What are you talking about? But 2 is the very maximum. If you go 3, you're a psychopath. You're like an only child. You know what I mean? You never had anybody around that you needed to share anything with. It's just you trying to run the world.
A degenerate.
Okay,
Right.
3
Ice
is.
cream
I think
degenerate.
3 is okay.
You think 3 is okay? 3 is
I think
Three is a
aggressive.
lot. 3 is
Yeah?
a lot.
But if
Yes.
it's like a signature ice cream place
Sure, where they have special flavors.
where they have special,
It's not just regular bullshit.
right? I'm not gonna go in an ice cream shop and say, "Hey, let me try your chocolate." Like, I'm not.
Let me see that rocky road. Like,
Let
you
me-
know what this
let me
shit
try
tastes
it
like?
out.
Get out of here.
Right. Let me try out your Superman.
Right. But if they have something wild, it's like, look, I need a minute. Which
Exactly.
I appreciate having the confidence as a consumer to be like, fuck off. Like, it's my turn right now, and I'm
Right.
gonna I'm gonna try some flavors. Like if anybody's got a problem with that, bounce.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
See, but like at an ice cream shop, right? You know that you have the access to be able to taste, right, before you purchase.
Sure.
It's just kind of like
It's an unwritten rule.
But with us, like at the coffee shop, I've had people that are like, "Can I taste the churros before?"
Oh
And
yeah,
I'm
like that. Yeah.
Like I just kind of like look around and then I'm like, "Oh, sure."
You remember that one guy that was coming in like every other day asking to taste coffee?
Yeah, he wanted to taste coffee.
Everything on the coffee.
What's the etiquette behind that?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I that's why I just kind of gave in. But I mean, I don't think we give off a.
You don't get fucking samples. Like,
yeah,
that is
I'm
wild.
just like, oh, okay. Like
This isn't Costco. Like we're
Yeah.
not giving out free samples. Get out of
the
here.
horchata, sometimes people ask and we're like, okay, because you can pour it into like a little tasting cup.
Yeah.
But I think when it comes to like a churro, I'm like, I'm not gonna give you a whole ass churro, and what am I gonna do? Like rip off a piece for you? Like I don't know.
Unacceptable. Completely.
I feel like ice cream is the only thing that you can taste it before you buy it.
Sure. Let me give
Right?
that. There was. So I was working this community event. I wish Couture Lemonade is the company. So this guy, what he does by trade is he's a fashion designer. But during COVID, like his passion for whatever reason is lemonade.
Sorry.
So right, no,
That's awesome. Okay.
and so, but he envisioned how do these things mix? Like how do I take what I do normally? And so he made this super high end lemonade with all these flavors. And it was like, all right, because it's I don't remember what it was for the bottle, $14-15 for like a bottle, like expensive.
What?
Right. But he's like, hey, I have all these. Do you want just a little sample, and not even a whole mouthful, just a little,
just a little
sample.
taste.
Little taste.
He has a dropper and he's dropping
Yeah, these
one
little,
drop
like
into
little
your
cups.
mouth.
And
Oh, they're a little.
it's like little, like just little half, like half a mouthful, and they were all incredible. The flavors of this lemonade, it's the best lemonade I've ever tasted. To where I bought two bottles.
Was it really, or was it like a placebo effect? Because
No.
you knew it was Couture and it was so little that you were like,
It was incredible. To where I was like, what? But what I discovered, the other end of the fuck,
It was
the
Minute
other
Maid.
side of the
Just
coin,
kidding.
no, is I was thirsty, and I was like, let me take a pull out of this, blah, blah. And drinking it like that, it just tastes like regular ass lemonade. Like it's not meant for guzzling. Like this is meant. It's like a sipping lemonade. This is meant.
what?
Like
Hands-
it is meant to be tasted and appreciated. You know, it is wild.
Hands down, the best lemonade is hot dog on a stick.
It's hard to defeat hot dog on a stick.
You
for
can't.
anything.
You can't beat a hot dog on a stick.
Best meat on a stick, also.
Right.
You know, it's hot dog on a stick.
Yes.
The 3 hottest girls in my high school used to work at Hot Dog on a Stick, and that was pretty cool. You see them there pumping that lemonade.
That outfit is
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
I almost got one. Almost.
I've always wanted to be that.
Almost
for
got a
Halloween.
hat.
Yeah, and
a shirt.
they would wear that to high school as their Halloween costume, was their work uniform.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
No, there was no like shame. They were like stoked that they worked a Hot Dog on a Stick. Like they were proud of it.
It's a pretty cool outfit.
It is a cool
is.
outfit. And then dudes forced their way in there, and they had to give them like the shirt. And
Yeah.
when I
Male-
was a kid, dudes didn't work there, and then eventually, whoever the first dude was that was like, I want to work where all the hot girls work. Like that guy's a
Right.
genius. He was like, I want to work a hot dog on a stick. It would be me and 10 super hot girls. Like, sign me up. And they were like, you can't work here. He's like, I'll see you in court.
Right. I wonder if the same thing happened with Hooters.
I was the exact yes.
Why there's men that work at Hooters?
Now there is. 'Cause
Now there
dudes
is,
were
yeah.
like, you can't just have women in here.
Yeah.
We
There's
don't
just
have dudes.
Men with titties.
No,
Fat
like
men?
dudes, like not, no, like just dudes. Are
Do they have
I'm
like
a
short
dude.
shorts
I
or?
don't think so. I think they had to design
But are there servers?
a man outfit.
They're servers?
I don't know. I imagine there are. They can't just have managers. They can't just be the manager.
Look up the male version of a Hooter place. If there is some, I feel like there is.
Ándale.
No,
That place is called Tallywhackers.
is it?
Yeah, this one. There you go.
Whoa.
Lunch special $9.99.
Hey.
Oh, but it's for gay men.
Oh, Hooters for gay men.
There was a spot in the South Bay called Texas Lucy's.
Yeah, I don't. I
What was
don't.
it called?
Texas Lucy's, and the uniforms there were wild. like wild. It just burned down.
Oh.
So wait, hold on. If this is a Hooters for gay men, so the Hooters for straight men is Hooters. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I just had to say that out loud.
Why did you
I don't know. It probably made sense.
I can't imagine, maybe because I've worked like in food industry, I can't imagine being like freaking half clothed and working in the kitchen.
Sure.
Well, you're not going to be in the kitchen. Like these girls aren't in the kitchen.
But they're running food.
Oh, yeah,
Close
that's true.
enough.
They
Close
can get
enough.
burned.
Right.
They can get like, it just, I don't know.
Yeah. They probably have like a huge like insurance policy.
I'll bet.
Like probably the best insurance policy
look,
that they can
man,
get.
we need
They,
serious
they pay
insurance.
extra money for the sexual harassment
They
portion
have to.
of the policy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if you can't like sue them.
I wonder if HR has
it comes
that
with
outfit.
Yeah.
Can you
like
imagine
how?
the
I
HR
I want to see their
Hooters?
corporate office.
I do HR and I can't imagine doing HR for them.
Because it got started by like 4 dudes. And it was, so I know a little bit more than I even want to. A good friend of mine, his ex-girlfriend was like involved. She worked at Hooters for years, but was also involved in the corporate world of Hooters behind the scenes. She's talking about the 4 guys that started it and what happened and blah, blah. But it was just like 4 dudes opened a restaurant. Thought it would be funny. And it just got bigger and bigger. It became like a thing.
They opened this restaurant in Downey, called like what is it called? It's called like Ojo or something like that. Like something with I.
Mm-hmm.
And at an I. Give Minta with the O. I don't know why I said with the I.
Because with
I'm
Ojo's
thinking
eye.
like,
Ojo's
yeah,
eye.
Yeah, I'm like, and the city of Downey, like not the city of Downey, but the people that live in Downey, right? Patrons of Downey, were boycotting them putting it into the city.
Why?
Because they were saying that it was like borderline, like a strip joint, and I don't think Downey has any like.
Sure.
Because Hooters, at least they're wearing like short shorts and like a tank top.
Yeah.
At this place, they're wearing like string bikinis.
Sure. Like
Whoa.
there's a bunch of places like that, like
Yeah.
bikini bars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a bikini, but it's a bar / restaurant.
Yeah.
So they were trying to boycott for a long time.
Now they let me know about it. I'm gonna go. I didn't even know it existed. Now I know it's there.
I'll let you know.
They
Perfect.
usually years ago they had a Scottish or Irish version of that, and they used to have one right here down the street in Chino
A Scottish version of what?
of Hooters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember. See if you can find it. Look it up.
Scottish Hooters.
What am I gonna look at?
Downey.
Because I had a server that worked at that place and then also worked for me, and she came to pick up her check, and she was in like Scottish Hooters Chino. She was in like a big long trench, like weird look, tilted kilt. That's what it's called.
Permanently closed.
Yeah. So they had a few of these around the IE, and back to the story of when she was picking up her check. So she had this weird, big, long trench coat, and I asked her, I was like, dude, everything okay?
Yeah,
like,
what's
are you
going on
good?
here?
She was like, yeah, I'm just coming from my other job. And I'm thinking, like, what's her other job? Like, she's Inspector Gadget or something? Like, what the heck's wrong with her?
Private detective.
Like, what are you doing? And she goes like this, and she's in her uniform. See if you can pull up
I seen the uniforms.
You've seen
You
it?
don't gotta see it.
No, well, we got to show everybody at
Yeah.
at home what these things look like.
Oh, because it's such a.
Oh yeah, that's like a schoolgirl outfit.
She opened it up, and I was like, "Okay, that's enough.
Like that's why
Thank-
you have. I understand
okay,
why
I
you have
appreciate
that jacket
it.
on now.
Thanks for closing that. Here's your
Oh,
check.
shut up.
Here's your check.
You're so
Get out of here."
offended. Don't act like you were offended.
I was offended. Get out of here. Here's your check. But are they even still in? No,
Oh,
a
it's
lot of these are
closed.
now closed. So they just moved it. They didn't.
It was 'cause-
No, they closed it down. They
because
didn't move it.
Dudes were like, I want to work here too. They were like, fuck, we gotta close.
Yeah.
Every time dudes start showing up and demanding to get jobs here, we gotta close.
Yeah.
That's funny. I don't know. Those places are.
It's like a
Interesting.
very It's like a specific time when that was like allowed and like thriving.
Yeah, I feel
and
like
now people are like, "What the fuck? Like, get out of here!"
That's why I'm kind of astonished of that Ojo place in Downey because it's like new, like, and I'm just like, what? You're opening that now, like at this time?
It's just some creepy dude that's trying to relive the past.
Look, Steve is trying. He keeps telling me that we should do.
It's called Ojos Locos.
That
Crazy eyes.
that we should have mud wrestling and oil wrestling and stuff like bikini oil wrestling. And I'm like, this is not the 90s.
Yeah.
The Tropicana. You know, like, what are you talking
Yeah,
about?
you back then you can get away with that. Is that what it?
Or like wet t-shirt contests. There used to be wet t-shirt contests at all kinds of bars and all stuff. And that shit
MTV
right.
like built their whole things
that
on
shit don't really fly.
stuff like that.
That shit don't really fly anymore.
And you know what's crazy too about these places? Because wait, I know another place. Just because I know someone that works there.
It's like I was looking for jobs. And
Oh no. No, I'd fucking slap someone. No. So not the Sushi Loco. What is it called?
Ojos Locos?
No. Is it Sushi Loco?
El Pollo Loco.
No. It's something over here, right? Some kind of like Sinaloense Mexican place out here. So I know someone that works there. Culichi Town. But it's like Culichi Town / like bar kind of thing. So she literally didn't have the job there, but wanted that job, right? So she went and redid her body to get that job. So she went and she got breasts, she did liposuction, she put, fake butt, everything, and now she works there. And her purpose, like her sole purpose, was to go and get that job there because they all look like that, and that's where the money is.
Some people invest in a college education. Other people invest in making themselves physically attractive for a short window.
And that there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's
Absolutely
nothing
not.
wrong with
you have to use what you have, whatever it is that you have.
Even if
use
you buy it.
Yeah,
you have the money. Use that to like that.
There is
100%.
nothing wrong, but it just blew my mind that was the objective, was to work there and get the body to work there. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just hating. Maybe I'm hating because I don't have a
it's
size 0 waist.
Gotta get it. Get it.
But it was interesting. But hey.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta dress for the job you want.
That's right.
You're right. Right.
She was all in the. But I wonder if she made her like, is it ROI on changing your whole body
is the juice
image
worth the squeeze?
Was it worth it?
If you come out with $500 more than you would, it's like that wasn't worth it. But if you make, it has to be worth like that.
Or Joseph, don't hate hombre.
Yeah.
I ain't hating.
Don't be a hater.
I'm hating a little bit.
Just a little bit.
It's all right.
Just a little.
I mean, what would be the male version of that?
Of what?
Of changing your body for a job. I mean, of course, there's the main one to be a male, prostitute.
I mean, all these.
A male prostitute.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Like a male film.
Director.
Whatever's available for women, as far as like selling your body or selling. Making money off your image or making money off your sexuality or making money off it. All that shit's available for dudes. It's just gay. You know what I mean?
You're right.
It's all there. It's just gay. Like OnlyFans. They have like there's no dude OnlyFans. There's all kinds of dudes OnlyFans. It's gay guys. Like
no dude OnlyFans.
I think because
But
women,
you can do it for straight women. Are
no,
straight women
are
paying
not
for
gonna
that?
pay.
No.
let me talk.
Yeah.
Let me represent.
No,
the straight women
let
in
us
here.
tell you what women think.
I know. I'm like,
Let us two tell you.
well, let me be quiet. No, because I think that women don't sexualize men the way that men sexualize women. So we're not like looking at a man and be like, oh yeah, like I don't know, like no.
I am misinformed.
I'm not gonna say that never that you're not just like, oh, that man's handsome or whatever. But I don't think there's a market.
You're lusting
for it
or
to
anything
be,
like that, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's a market for men to tantalize women the way that there is for women to tantalize men. Like
Correct.
it's just not there. Like it's not like I mean, I've talked to plenty, where they say like explicit photos is not it. Like men think that that's like, yeah, like I'm gonna send her a picture of,
Yeah, check out my dick.
Yeah, and it's not. It's just not. Like, I'm gonna be really honest. Like, it's more like funny. It's funny, and
that's why I became a comic, dude.
Because I have friends, and all they do is they share it.
I've been a part of so many conversations.
And it sucks to say that, but it's true.
It's true. I've been a part of so many conversations with girls where they're laughing and showing each other pictures or texts and like, oh man, I can't believe he did that. And even if they're like even kind of into it, they're also like, this dumb fuck. Like, it's if you do that to a woman, that's so fucked up. But it's like that just happens every day.
I have a funny story. I'm like, my dad listens to it, so he's gonna hear it. But it had nothing to do with me. But so
your friend, quote.
No, my friend, someone that I know. No, it was back when like smartphones still weren't like the thing, right? You didn't have like the screen or anything. I had like a little like wannabe like sidekick phone. But anyways,
hell yeah.
One morning I woke up and it said, "Hey, it was great meeting you last night. Was just wondering if you were serious about the modeling gig."
Whoa.
And I'm like, what the hell? Like,
hey now.
and then me being the chismosa that I am, I was like, oh, yeah, I am. I was 18, right? And then I was like, oh, yeah, I am. Like,
I hope so.
And he's like, all right, do you want me to go ahead and send over the pictures? And then at some point I was like, you know what? I kind of felt bad because I was like, right, I'm messing with this guy's like, like he's thinking he's going to get booked or something.
Yeah.
This is work.
So then I was like, you know what? I'm sorry. You have the wrong number. And then he texts me back and he's like, but do you still want to see?
Yeah, of course.
And then I was like, yeah, sure. And I'm at school, right? I'm at school and I'm sitting next to my friend. And then I tell her the story about how kind of the conversation started. So then this guy sends me, and again, it's like pixelated. Like you could see it, but it's old school,
Yeah.
So he sends a picture of himself, and he's like you guys can't see me, but his hand's like behind his head, and
hell
he's
yeah,
trying to flex, and he has like a gut, like
I know the exact pose you're talking
and
about.
I busted out laughing, like and not because I was making fun of him, but I think because I was like in shock, right? And there was more things shown. And
whoa,
we
it's cock and balls.
We started cracking up, and then he's like, "Would you like me to show you more?"
Whoa!
And then my friend took the phone away.
These were solicited.
And then she was like, "Yes,"
Of
and then he
course.
sent more. And then after that, I was like, "No, I'm scared." I was like,
"You want me to send you more?"
18. And then I said, "No, you know what? Please don't message this phone anymore. Thank you, and I'm sorry
abort mission.
That I strung you on, but please just don't." And then he messaged, "Oh, I guess you didn't like them."
Yeah, it's like, man,
And
He
I
broke
was
his
like,
dreams.
"Oh,
and
man."
dudes are so stupid that he'll really think like, man, she didn't like my dick. Like everything else was good. Like,
Yeah.
man, I was hitting all the moves. If my dick was good, she would have loved me. But fuck, my dick sucks, man. Like he really thinks that was the problem.
So I don't know. I don't know if he's going, living his life now, and he's all self-conscious.
I love that fool's out there. I love that fool's out there fishing.
Yeah.
You still serious about that modeling? Over and over again. They're just different phone numbers. Still serious about that modeling?
He said he was a male stripper. Now I
Hell yeah.
remember. That's
yeah.
why I was like, yeah, let me see your pictures.
Got one.
Imagine him just having like the phone book open and just texting every number on
That's
there.
what I thought.
Hey, you
it
serious
kinda
about
felt
this?
like.
And this is
Modeling
before,
gig?
and this is before where you could like make a computer program
Right.
and just do that for you. He had to do this by hand.
Manually.
He's in there- yeah, this is a not quite analog, but not digital. He's out.
Yeah. He was doing that manually. Dude.
Manual labor of fishing to send, and not even to get pictures, fishing to send pictures.
To send him.
Like he didn't even ask, like, "Yo, let me see them titties." Right? No, he's trying to get to, "Let me show you my dick," which is such like a wild dude thing to do. Like,
Were these pictures like at least? Well, back then it was all pixelated, right? I was gonna ask, were they black and white? Were they colored? Did they have good sepia
black
ratio?
And white,
they were black and white.
No, it was color.
No, I'm just asking because like during modeling pictures are black and white, or some headshots are black and
they were
white.
like stock photo, like they're like
were these like professional pictures?
No,
or just him in his bathroom mirror?
That's why I knew he was just a pervert.
Yeah,
it was just him taking the picture of his bathroom. So that's why I'm saying I got scared too, where I was like,
watch what I can make my tongue do.
Right.
Yeah, like it was just like. So after I got really scared, then I was like, "Don't ever text this."
So they weren't professional pictures.
No, they weren't professional pictures.
Oh, okay.
So that's why too. I think that he
get
was
him
just
out.
like, you know how before you could do kind of like the Boost Mobile thing where you could put like different numbers or at the end, and then whoever hits, kind of thing. I think that's what
Wait,
he was
what?
doing.
What are you talking about?
Like you could change the sequence in a phone number.
Oh, just over and over again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's
you
what I
can't
think
do
he
that
was
anymore?
doing. No, I'm sure you can, but I'm saying like he didn't have social media to be consumed
this is
by it.
before
Like,
social media.
Like he probably had the freaking time to do it because it was just really weird. It was a really weird like.
The lengths that men will go to.
Yes, exactly.
To like try to show someone their dick, let alone like if they're trying to get pictures, but just
to send them,
just to send them.
Finding the opportunity of I have a great picture for this occasion,
and it's like as much as I've never done that, and all these things are true. Well, one because I wasn't young when there was I was old by the time any of this shit came.
You have to mail them.
Right, exactly.
You had to.
He sent a telegram.
I had to chisel it in stone and fucking.
You gotta get the Pony Express at the right day to send that out.
But like, I understand the compulsion to want to do that. To be like, I know what I should do. But you know what she'll like, and it's like the poison of like testosterone and fucking whatever nut juice is in your mind. Like it's poison. It's poison in there trying to convince you to do ridiculous things.
Right.
And that dumb things are fine. Like, it's not stupid, man. Go ahead and send that pic. You're good. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Go show up at her house, man. It's not that big of a deal. Go on. She wants you to come over.
Yeah.
Or she's at that bar. Like, come on, she's there. It's Friday night. She's at that fucking bar with the friend. Go ahead, man.
Imagine how they did it like back in the 1500s or something, right? And you're a king and you want to send a dick pic to somebody in the next village.
Have oil painting.
You have to have somebody do a whole oil painting.
Yeah, commission an artist to come.
You're like, oh yeah, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be great, dude.
Hold on, man. Let me get it hard before you start.
This is gonna be great.
Or like a sculpture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's
There you go.
Sure.
That's the ultimate. That's probably where dick pics originated from the statue.
Here is the naked form, sure, the naked human form, which is what is the intent is that
exactly.
I'm talking about not making it like most of the statues like, oh, check out Adam and he's fucking, or David, check out David, he's fucking all buff, but that is completely different than check out my dick. You know what I mean? Like for like sexual purposes,
right?
Like all this is like
we don't know,
but I'm just none of it is overtly foul.
Just
like
the casual, the casual
very
penis.
Casual nudity, not that big. They're not hard, they're little. Because like that was back then. It was like it was uncouth to have a big dick. If you had big dick, it meant you were stupid. So that's why all those statues.
What?
Right. That's why all those statues have little dick dudes. Because if you had a big dick, this is all male propaganda.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah. That if you had a big dick, you were stupid. So that's why the statues have little dicks. As opposed to like a marble statue is just like a fucking 10-inch hard ass cock on there, 7 inches thick around, looks like a goddamn Pringles.
There was
can.
somebody in the king's court that was like, motherfuckers, like he's around all these guys with freaking hung things, and he's just like, motherfuckers. You know what? I'm gonna make this a new thing. Big dicks are stupid.
Yeah, little dicks are cool, man. You guys don't know. Yeah, exactly.
They're all dumb. All the blood is going to that, and it's not going to your brain. They have to be dumb.
Look, winners write history, all right?
They have to be dumb.
There was some little dick king that was like, nah, this big dick thing is ending right now.
Yeah.
This is over.
Yes.
It's kind of like how they say that in Spain. So you know how Spain, like Spanish people have like the lisp, right?
Yeah.
So they speak with the lisp. So they say that the lisp kind of within that Spanish originated from one of their queens having an actual lisp.
Sure, and then people started doing it to be like her.
So yeah, so they started doing it so that she wouldn't feel bad in pronouncing certain words, things like that. And then it just kind of took wind, and then everyone pronounced the words the way that she did. So it originated within, her having the lisp, and
Language
that's probably
is wild.
That's probably the same concept.
People are wild, man. That's nuts.
Yeah, there's probably all these crazy things in history that just were slightly changed that made a huge like language. I mean,
the ripple as it goes out.
Look at how crazy that is. Changing a whole language because of one person.
Because some asshole's got a lisp, and she'll fucking cut your head off if you don't.
Yeah, stuff like that. It's crazy. Like what other things? Like maybe shoes? I don't know.
Sure, all
laces.
Yes.
I don't know.
Everything. I think anything. Everything and anything had to do because this person who invented it, or the need for it, or something that one person did to tailor it to themselves.
Right. Someone powerful did something, and everybody else was like, whoa, fucking,
this is great.
That guy's doing it. We're like,
he has a small dick.
Yeah, we should do it, right?
Should cut mine in half. Give it to somebody.
Just don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody that it's big.
So we're about an hour in, and Johnny, we know you. We know what you do. But for some of our listeners, who are you? What do you do? Other than send pictures.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about tattooing and comedy and podcasting.
Yeah, there's all that stuff.
Tell us, you're a jack of many trades.
Johnny, see, I'm a stand-up comedian, I guess, by trade. I mean, I would, if I had to pick
an hour in.
Yeah, sure. If I had to pick one thing that I do, I guess stand-up would be it. And we do a podcast, the West Coast Poplock podcast, with Super Steve Flores and Mario81, who's our producer, who I've known Steve for a long time, from when he used to work at K-Rock, and us having a podcast together is something that the foundation of that was laid a long time ago. So it's kind of wild to see it all come to fruition.
I don't think I asked Steve when he was here, but how did you guys band together to create the West Coast Poplock? Did I ask Steve? No? Okay.
So when I met Steve as a listener to the K-Rocks.
Oh.
And I had won tickets to a singles weekend in Las Vegas.
Oh.
But yeah, we were going on a bus, and we were going to Las Vegas. And I told my friend Nick, and I was like, yo, here's what's happening. We're going on this trip, and we're going to make friends with all these people. Like, we're getting in, like that's how it's going to be. And that's exactly what happened. We went there and just partied with these dudes, and just not obnoxiously, but we just, we partied. Like, sorry, I party. And we had a good ass time, and we met all these dudes, and then after that, we just became super tight, and I became friends with, and that was almost 20 years ago. Yeah, that's probably 20 years ago when I became friends with Steve, for sure.
So it was like a groupie moment.
Not really, like kind of a little bit, but like it was like, I know fun stuff is gonna, like, if we get in with these dudes, fun stuff is gonna happen.
Right.
That's
and then my friend Nick ended up on the Kevin and Bean show tattooing the Angels logo on someone's, when the Angels were in the World Series.
Oh, shit.
They did a thing for a giveaway. Whoever would get the wildest Angels tattoo, they would get tickets to the World Series. And this guy got it like right basically where the hair on my face covers. He got the Angels logo going down onto his chin.
Which logo was it?
The A in the halo.
Oh, okay.
And he did that in the studio. So we did but we did a lot of super.
Has that changed yet? The logo? That A with the holo?
It's changed.
Halo?
I think the official logo has changed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but they still rock the A in the halo. Different style.
Yeah, if it was like back in the day when they were called the California Angels.
They're still the California Angels.
Yeah. Have they moved?
No,
they're not.
They're in Anaheim.
I love how you got the Angels thing out of that whole story.
Yeah.
There was so much more substance.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Sorry.
That's good. And I've been doing stand-up like 7 years. We'll stop. Fuck what we were talking about.
Sorry, I had to.
We're good. It's no big deal. It's fine.
Isn't that crazy to be a fan of somebody and then just hang out with them on a weekly basis and do events with them and that's pretty cool.
The funnest,
that's wild.
My funnest version of that is I got to be friends with my favorite dude from my favorite band. Yeah, which is fucking, and my favorite band, Rance is my favorite band. My favorite dude from Rance is Lars Fredriksson. And so he used to be roommates with a tattooer named Scott Sylvia. Scott Sylvia is my favorite tattooer. He tattooed my hand, tattooed my neck, did a bunch of stuff. And my friend Nick, same dude, went to go work at that shop, and through happenstance, I was set up with tickets and got to go like hang out backstage and like talk to him. And we talked about wrestling and cars and all this stuff. And it's like one of those things where you think, I know how this conversation is going to go and it's going to be awesome. We're going to be friends. And it went exactly like that. And it was the best. And then so like a while after that, whatever, I don't know how long after that, Lars was hanging out at the tattoo shop and Nick messages me and he's like, hey, Lars wants to know if he could have your phone number. I go, yeah, of course. And he goes, and I go, dude, don't fuck with me. He goes, I'm not fucking with you. Like, he was just here and he asked if he could have your phone number. Can I give it to him? And I was like, yeah, of course. Like, are you out of your mind?
Would you have been prepared if it was one of those times where you guys met and it didn't click?
What a bummer.
Has that ever happened to you?
I mean,
you don't have to say their name.
No, I don't
you
think
met somebody and they're like, they're not really cool. Besides me, like who else?
But it's not even that the bummer is when you meet somebody and they're like, I can be a little much sometimes, you know, especially like if I get excited, I get a little loud, I get a little loud, a little screamy for sure, especially when I was younger. And there's for sure, I've been around people where, especially at first, it's like, yo, man, what the fuck's this guy's problem? Why? And my other friends have to be like, no, man, he's cool, man, don't worry about it. But I was like, they're like, why is that dude screaming?
Why is he screaming? We're in church.
Yeah,
like, what
why
is this
that
guy
dude fucking
doing
screaming, man?
We're at my goddaughter's christening. Why is Johnny screaming?
He's just like, why are you screaming? I'm like, I don't know. Right? Isn't it like this, like I just did it right now? But isn't it like this? It just comes.
This is how I talk.
Like, yeah. I'm just like, I'm excited. Dude.
Yeah, I get.
But I was at a level 4,
but it doesn't
and she
matter what you were at.
responded with like a 12.
Yeah, that's good.
He wants me to be like, yes.
You caught. I think it's because you caught me off guard.
Yes,
master. I was asking. What was I asking? I asked something dumb. It was like the most insignificant thing out of our entire day, and she hits me with a 12.
Yeah.
So you just scared me. Like you surprised me.
I'm like, no, I didn't.
It's like you're screaming right now.
I run in spurts. Yeah, like I'm either I'm either completely standing still or screaming and yelling like a crazy person. Right. And then I'm like, all right, I'm done screwing right now.
But it's fine because what I reciprocate to her is I give her like answers with no context, or I start a conversation with no context, and she's like, the other day
he was like,
"What the fuck are you talking about?"
What did you say? Oh, we were just like laying down, and then he's just like, yeah. He said that, like he said, like that's what he led off with. He said, and I'm like, who said what? What's going on? And he's like, sorry. He's like, it's because I already in my brain like, talked about the conversation. And I'm like, no, you got to give me context.
Yeah, what are we talking about right now, man? You can't just start me off in the middle.
He starts like in the middle.
I'm starting you.
Right in the middle.
I'm like a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Sure.
That's how I start my conversations.
Yeah.
That's why I have a podcast, so I can go back and listen to my conversation and try to make sense.
I like to go back and listen and look like, oh man, you know what I was going to talk about? Let me talk about it there.
Yeah. Sometimes you forget it. But yeah, that's how I start my conversations. You scream. I'm sorry. You just startled me. I think that's what I was so embarrassed.
That you were startled?
That I was startled and I attacked.
Yeah, that's how you do it, man. Like an animal. Like if you startle me, I'm just going to start, like I don't want to. I understand completely.
But like she was at 12 and I asked her calmly at 4, why are you yelling? Like concerned.
Yeah.
Because I was asking like, why do you yell? But I mean,
then
it's
I
not
got,
all the
like, at
time.
20.
And then she went to 20. I was like,
I
whoa.
was like, don't tell me not to yell. I'm gonna yell.
Why are you yelling is something that I've heard a lot of times.
Why are you-
Why are you yelling? And I'm like, was I yelling? Like, I'm just fucking.
But you know, I feel like it's because I have like, I don't want to say I have like a hearing problem because I don't think I do, but I kind of do. So I don't measure like where my like voice is, and my whole family is like that. Because Gil has been like, why is your cousin yelling at her mom? And I'm like, she's not yelling at her mom. Like, she's just talking.
That's funny.
Like, so I think that we have very strong voices, and we all have this like where we start out really low, and then it's like, whoa. Especially if we're all together. Like, it's, you think we're like fighting each other, and we're not. It's just the way we're passionate. It's passion.
We're passionate people.
Yeah.
Screaming. Ask people, what's your favorite things to do? Screaming and yelling. I love screaming and yelling. Like, you give me some place where I go scream and yell. That's the best.
Oh man, that honestly, that really helps. If you're in even if you're in traffic and just driving and just screaming to yourself, even though you might look like a maniac to the next car by you, but it feels really good.
One of the best things when I went to Peru, I was in the Amazon jungle. And we ate mushrooms.
Whoa.
And then we're taken on a boat onto the river in the middle of like, there's nothing anywhere. And the guy's like, scream.
What?
Like scream as loud as you can. So others like, duh, like screaming. And there's something like where and when can you scream like that with nobody around and nothing's going to happen? And also, so I screamed until my voice was hoarse. It was the best, screaming out there like
on mushrooms.
Yeah. Ah!
I've heard like sit in a lotus position or don't even talk.
Yeah,
or do 5 dried grams in complete silence.
Yeah.
But yelling?
Yeah, these are like fresh jungle mushrooms too. We lemon tacked them too in the lemon juice. It was that was a good time.
I feel like yelling at any point is just like,
it's good to let it out.
Good.
I like to let it out.
I want to go to one of those like rage places. Have you ever seen that?
I was just talking about that the other day. I was supposed to take a friend of mine there for her birthday to like break stuff. And I have a printer. I have a printer that doesn't work because it's like a flat fee. And then for that flat fee, you get like so much stuff to break. But there's a list of stuff that you can bring there to break too. And I have a printer that doesn't work anymore. So we're gonna take this printer down there and fuck it up good.
Are you able to record video?
I have no idea. I hope so. Because I would like to get dressed up in the Walter White suits. They put you like hazmat.
They do.
Well, like because you're in there breaking glass and I don't know.
You have glasses on.
So you have like goggles and do all that shit.
Where's this? What is this?
There's
place
a bunch
called?
of them. They're called.
Look them up. I want to see if there's anything
breaking place
near here.
Stuff. Rage room. That's what they're called.
Rage rooms.
I knew I would come up with that eventually.
There's also like an
Rage room, Chino Hills.
Axe throwing too.
LA.
Oh, there we go.
Rage
Break room LA.
It looks like it's just in Los Angeles.
Yeah, why are they all so far away, man?
Let's scroll up. Well, there's one in Pomona. What is that?
Where?
Oh no, that's an escape room.
Yeah, there's escape room.
Oh, that's an actual house. Imagine it's just some dude in his
Like
house.
a trap house.
Good luck, man.
Hey, come break stuff here. It's cool.
Good luck.
Come break stuff here. Scroll up because I think we're still stuck in LA. Well, keep on scrolling up.
It shows Pomona. I'm all the way up.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's all right. Chino Hills doesn't have one.
But you see what
suck.
it is, but you just go in there and break stuff. It's like, what a great idea.
Yeah.
And there's like so much stuff because we live in this disposable civilization. There's cheap stuff that you could buy all around to break. Like for this company to bring stuff, like you think about all the Goodwills and all this, or people are like, oh, this shit doesn't work. It's like, I don't need it to work. Give it to me. I just need it to be structurally sound enough to be interesting to break.
A printer would be a good one.
Printer would be a good. There's glass and plastic and all kinds of like
a computer, TV. I would take a TV and break it.
TVs in there.
I would like to throw glasses and mugs too. I would like to throw
a mug,
like a coffee mug, like throwing a coffee mug against the wall would be very cool.
Vinyls? Would you throw a vinyl? No.
I don't know. I would want to. I either want to throw heavy stuff or break big stuff, and vinyl is like neither one of those.
Oh. Wouldn't it just be satisfying just to throw a disc?
A frisbee?
Yeah. Throw a frisbee?
Maybe if there was like a soft wall where you could throw it into it.
Gilbert's like, maybe like a pillow fight or something.
So they put you like in a jumpsuit.
See?
A pillow fight?
Because you're like weenie shit. You're like, I'd love to throw a cassette or something.
I would love to throw a pack of Q-tips at the wall. Yeah, glass.
I feel like I'd throw my back out though.
Oh, I'd like
it's probably a good workout
right
for you.
Right after I said I want to throw a mug at the wall, I was like, man, my shoulder would explode if I threw a mug at the wall.
It's exploding exactly like it's shattering exactly like that glass mug there.
Right. Like they would hear that. They're like, wow, we heard that sound. Were you smashing glasses? Like, no, it was my shoulder.
My shoulder, dude.
That fucking blew up.
That was my rotor cuff.
What the hell's a rotor cuff?
It's in your shoulder. I just know because a friend of mine had surgery for it. That was.
But just like
that's my anatomy.
Like, how come we live in a world where for relaxation you have to go break things because your life sucks? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Well, I mean, nobody happy is going to like this break stuff in this room. It's like
you're like, ah.
Right. You have rage. It's called a rage room. Like,
yeah.
I don't have any rage.
Americans are. I wonder if there's like a country out there and they're listening to this and they're like, Americans have rage rooms?
I mean, look, we have shooting ranges.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Ranger, like how savage.
These fools are so mad that they pay to go be angry
break
so
stuff.
they don't get arrested.
They pay to go break stuff and not to get arrested.
Yeah, or shoot and all that. Yeah.
Dang. We're an angry country.
No, we're a capitalistic country. If you can buy something, we're going to have a shop for it. I wonder who the crazy or the genius mother effer that he probably threw something on the ground. He's like, this is a business. He saw dollar signs.
Yeah, or they just broke. They was like, you know how good that's like. How good did that feel?
Yeah,
like, man, that felt really good. So,
right.
You think people would pay to do that? Like, yeah, probably.
That's how the meeting went.
Yeah, it was very short. That's right. Like, we're looking for a business, man. Let's break stuff. Fucking sold.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we gotta head to one, dude. One of those.
I've been saying I'm gonna go to one since I found out about them years ago, and I still have never been. But like in Hollywood, like while going to mics and stuff, I'll pass by like, rage room, and it's like a lot escape.
And you could bring your own stuff.
Some stuff sometimes, and there's like a list of like the place. That
Can you look up the list of
like
stuff?
An acceptable things.
I want to see this before we get going. The list of stuff that you can break.
And this is just a rage room too. I don't know if they're all the same.
Right.
That you could bring them.
Let's see. I think this is like the most.
They have mobile units? Oh, that would... Okay, yes.
Smash to your heart's desire.
Heck yeah.
I like how they make it look like...
fun?
And cool and sexy.
Yeah.
And a broken arm?
Yeah, this guy's one-armed. He's doing it. And a girl.
Why is the girl on the floor?
They hit her with that...
You can't even see her. Look. They just cover her. They're like, diversity. We have diversity.
They're like, no one will believe there's a girl here. Go right, but don't show her.
Mobile?
Hilarious. They'll bring it to you.
Oh,
what a good idea, man.
I'm telling you, there's dollar signs everywhere for this. Book now, mobile units, contact about us. I want to see what you're allowed to bring. And what are the benefits?
I'm sure it feels
besides
good.
feeling fucking amazing.
What can you break?
Yeah. I wonder if people bring like sentimental stuff in there to break.
Electronics galore, TVs, computers, and phones. Flat screen TVs.
Hell yeah.
Laptops. Keyboards.
Look at that palette. Dishes and glassware.
Yeah, I want to break all that stuff. And a printer. Look, Typewriter.
Oh, look at Amber.
Hell yeah.
Look at
Dude,
that.
the
This hurts
satisfaction of all the keys flying everywhere. Like if you hit it
That's-
with a hammer,
All your favorite stuff
That's all my favorite
in
stuff.
one picture.
I
they're
know.
destroying it.
Like, no.
Oh,
couch?
you could cut up a couch. I don't want to hit it with stuff.
You know what I would want to do? I would want to stab like a bed.
That's even worse.
You're so violent. I want to stab a bed.
Along Came Polly.
Oh,
Have you seen that movie?
Yeah.
That when they stab the pillows,
Yeah.
where he's like he's making the bed, and his wife is not even there anymore, and for some reason the girl he's dating brings out the knife and says, "Stab it." How good that felt.
It probably
Right?
feels pretty good.
I've never thought of stabbing anything.
No,
No. Maybe you once or twice.
See, I knew there was something. You just had to be quiet for a second, and then she tell the truth. She's like, I've never thought about stabbing anything except you every night while I'm laying in bed after you've already gone to sleep. I think about rolling over and stabbing you 27 times exactly, and then I
have it
call
all
the police.
calculated.
But other than that, I've never thought about stabbing
See, and
anything.
then I'm tiny, and then I could be like, it was self-defense.
Yeah, what do you mean?
How could
Someone
I do that?
came in here and killed him. It was absolutely not me.
I'd just be like, I asked her why she was screaming.
She said she wasn't. Said she wasn't screaming.
She said she wasn't, but she clearly was. I was at 4, and she came at me at 12.
Right. Let the record show
Let the record show.
she was screaming.
Read that in the court.
Shut up.
Read it for the jury.
Oh,
We find the defendant.
defendant?
Whatever, dude. Whatever. Do you have any shows coming up? What's going
I
on?
don't have shit booked right now.
No?
Do I? No. Oh, next Tuesday at Thai Angel Bar at Koreatown. I do have a show.
Koreatown.
Koreatown.
What is the place called?
Thai Angel.
Thai
Is that
Angel?
what it's called? Yeah, on Western. I've been wanting to do this. Mario Caballero is the guy who puts the show together, and I've been wanting to do it, and then I didn't, and now I am because it's so hard to do because of our podcast on Tuesdays.
Oh, yeah, Tuesdays. I have to move stuff around. Like January, we're going
Thai
with our...
Angel Bar
Oh, okay.
on
Thai
Western
Angel
in
Bar.
Koreatown next Tuesday at 9:00.
That's what's up. Do you do a lot of crowd work? Do you do crowd work, or is it just...
I try to not to do. I'm up there. I'm doing my shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll talk to I will
Acknowledge
right for
the
sure. I'm
person.
not pretending nobody's there, but it's not part of my shit to go talk to people. I'm not out there.
I feel like that's the new thing right now is capturing crowd work and clipping it and throwing it
It's
out
because
on
so you don't burn
Instagram.
material. So you could have new clips out, but you're not burning any of your jokes. That's for sure what it is. So
That makes sense.
Yeah, so you don't have to put out your real jokes, but you're putting up shows. and you're doing
Something,
things.
right? You're
Something.
putting something up,
Right.
right? Yeah, that makes
But it's
total
fucked up
sense.
because then people who've never been to stand up think this is what a comedy show is.
They want that. I feel like I've been going to a few comedy shows, and I feel like the people that are killing it in the indie comedy shows are people that do crowd work.
Sure.
Because they're, I mean, I feel like that's like the trending right now.
Right.
is comics doing crowd work, especially with that Matt Rife.
Yep.
He has his clips are viral. They get over 1 million views, and that's crazy.
And it's all, at crowd work, if you're good at that, that's cool. That's your thing. But it's a magic trick. It's one of those things that you're making it look like this just happened when most of the time I have these lines loaded,
Right.
I look at it like the tattoo shop. When I was working there was no conversation that you could start with me that I didn't know where it was going to go. Because I've had these exact conversations 1 million times. So there's nothing that you could do that surprised me. I got little jokes I could work in here. Oh, I know he's going to say that. Then I can say this. And in their mind, this is a conversation. They're like,
Yeah.
I can't believe This motherfucker's the wittiest motherfucker on earth. It's like, no, I've just had this conversation
Right.
a million fucking times. And so much of crowd work is that, where you're leading them down a line to try to get where you're trying to go, you know? And not that there isn't spontaneous crowd work, but especially like at its highest level, these are just as much bits as your regular jokes are. These are bits that you're getting into.
Right. They're professionals. They do it day in, day out. They plan for it. I'm pretty sure
it's like that goddamn thrifty scooper, you know what I mean?
Right. You're planning for each open-ended question, right?
Like a choose your own adventure book. But it can only go so many places. Like it's the illusion of endless choices, but there's really not an endless choice. There's 3 or 4 choices.
I guess it makes sense because like some of the questions that I always like kind of see that they do with crowd work is like, oh, is anyone in a relationship?
Right.
Has anyone like this? And,
are
like,
you married?
Yeah, are you married? Are you
3
together?
questions.
Yeah.
3 questions. You should be able to get to something interesting or.
What do you do for a living?
Right. And it's always the same joke. Like, we're going to get there. It's going to be, and then you get there.
Yeah.
Or you don't, you move on. And it's like another thing where no one remembers the swings and the misses. No one remembers any of that. So you leave, it's like, man, that one thing, it's like, hey, talk to 12 people and 2 of them were funny and the rest of it was just whatever.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing comedy for?
Like 7 years, I think.
7?
7.
Have you seen like a change or a shift in comedy since you started to now?
A lot more comedians complaining about comedy. You know what I mean? Like,
What do you mean complaining?
about what crowds are like, and you can't talk about this, and you can't do that.
Oh, just
It's
like politics
yeah,
stuff.
Complaining about stuff. It's like, man, shut the fuck up. It's like, it's fine. But and obviously social media, like that is a giant one where
Pro or con?
it's another thing. Like I like it. It's a thing like any other thing. But like it's wild that you can get booked on shows or get opportunities because you have X amount of followers on whatever platform that it is you have those followers on.
Without going to see you perform.
Sure. And does that translate? Because I think at the top for sure that translates to ticket sales. But because some random dickhead comic has however many followers around the world, like you got 50,000 followers. That's on Earth. That doesn't, how many tickets does that mean in each city? 2, 3? Like how many does that actually translate to?
Yeah.
But I'm speaking completely out of school. I have no idea how any of this works.
And especially when you can buy followers, you can buy the verified sticker.
There was a podcast where they were talking about, they said on the podcast that they were excited that they were doing so well. They had run the numbers and they were excited they were doing so well in Jakarta or whatever, some like random, like what the fuck? But it turns out that's where the bot followers were off. They bought the followers and that's where
And they said it out.
Right, but didn't realize what they were saying when they said it. That's like, yeah, well, that's where your fucking followers that you bought are all at,
Oh, wait. So they can download. Wait, hold on.
So whatever they bought,
wait a minute.
Sure, you can track your like diagnostics or whatever, where all your followers and listeners and all that stuff are from. Well, the ones that they bought were coming up all.
Was this on YouTube or?
Yeah, on a YouTube podcast.
Oh, okay.
Talking about it,
So their data was from the YouTube.
Right. And so they're like, oh, we're doing so good here. And it's like,
But that's where they were.
Okay. So it's basically like looking at say if you bought followers for Instagram, and you look at your insights and the Instagram. Okay, that makes sense.
I have no idea what any of that stuff I'm so not texting. You're talking about something like, oh, I don't know what any of this means.
Just say yes.
It's it's basically that. Like the insights on Instagram are the analytics that Instagram
analytics,
gives
that's
you.
the word that I was looking for. Diagnostics is what I said, like an idiot. Analytics is for sure.
I didn't even catch it. I was just like,
that's fine.
No, that was
it,
I think diagnostic means something different, but you're close.
I was dancing around it, in the same family of words.
Yeah, same family. Third cousin of analytics, but you're fine.
Do you think the crowd has changed?
Like we were talking about expecting crowd work, I think that's a little different. Yeah. And yes and no. Yeah, I mean, social media is kind of really... It changed. It changed the world. It changed. So for sure, it's changed comedy because it changed everything. But person up there with a microphone and a stool, like just talking shit, like it still works. It's still a thing that can happen, you know?
I think just getting up there and being that vulnerable is,
especially with,
it's like crazy to me, like that
sure,
you guys can do that, and that you just go up there and you're just like,
hey, listen to me.
Listen to me.
Stop everything that you're doing, especially when you go like into a bar and there's already things going on. Like this bar is already a bar. There's all kinds of action going on and people are drinking, trying to get laid and all that stuff. And then you're like, oh, excuse me, everybody. Stop the good time that you're having and pay attention to me right now. What I have to say, I'm way more interesting than whatever you guys are talking about right now. I'm going to make you laugh. Like the audacity and the delusion to think that like, yeah, that's what we should do.
Are you going to use that one? Because I need a opening line.
Yeah, go. You
for my
have
next
that one.
show. That's
like
perfect.
The craziness of that is interesting to look at, you know?
But I even think like the crowd, like me going to some of like Gil's shows, like that he's, starting to do, like my anxiety level for them are not always, and not every show I want to go because I'm always like somewhere different, right? Within the day or within the week. And I think for me, I'm very protective that when I sit in the crowd, I'm like hoping more than anything that no one's going to like talk shit.
Sure.
Right? Because then I feel like I'm going to turn around and be like, ah.
Yeah.
Right? And I shouldn't be like that because it is what it is. But I do see that there's more like what you were saying, like, and I think we know this overall with anything with social media, things like that. But there's more people that are like, oh, that was messed up. Oh, that was like that. Take these jokes a little more. They take it a little more personal, right? Or they like.
But I think that's just basically the comic and what they're talking about, because it could be certain topics can be off the table or not off the table.
But you kind of sign yourself up for that going to a comedy show, right? You know that, especially like a late night comedy show, you know it's going to be raunchy. You know it's going to be out of pocket. Like I feel like that's what, like me as a person, I know that that's going to happen. And then going to a comedy show and getting upset or getting offended or things like that, to me, that's wild. Like, then why are you here? Like that lady when you were making that joke about like your girlfriend, and then that lady,
the girlfriend ones were awesome.
And then the lady in the crowd was like, "Oh, that's messed up." And then someone had to tell her like, "It's a joke."
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and then she's like, "No, I know it's a joke." Like,
yeah, it's messed up. That's why I said it. It's hilarious. That's what.
That's why it was funny.
Right.
But what I'm saying is like, it's crazy to me that like, I don't know, people. Say things like that within the show. Like it's entertainment.
To do it live right there it's. What are you doing, man?
Yeah.
What are you doing right now? What do you? But there's people that for sure will do shit like that, and then afterwards come up and talk like, I helped, right? Remember I did it? It's like, no, you ruined the whole thing. Like, what are you doing? What are you talking about? They're like, I didn't ruin it. I was the best part. And it's like, nah, you weren't. I promise. Yeah. I had a whole thing I was gonna do up there, but instead I spent all my time talking to you. Like that's not what I was trying to do at all.
Have you been heckled like that before?
No, I don't even like talking about it out loud. Uh-huh. For the most part, people just let me do my thing.
Right.
They're, like occasionally there's been like I do a bit about my parents, because my dad, when my parents met, my dad was 19 and my mom was 12. So I mean, there's like right. They're still together now, so it's not bad. Okay. Right. So I was doing that. I have a bit where I make fun of this fucking
right.
And a lady in the audience was like, "That's how it was in the '70s," and like whatever, she like took this very personally when I was talking about it. It's like it's a joke. These are my parents. I'm not. It's fine. Did you hear me like say fuck them or like my dad? You know what? I was like, this is just facts and it's fine. Like. Stop being offended. She's like being offended for my parents. It's like they're fine. It's cool. Don't worry about it. But I'm sure she had some kind of thing. It sounded like she had something in her past that she was trying to make like it was fine. It wasn't bad. But for the most part, people just let me do my thing.
Have you seen anything crazy?
Sure.
With hecklers?
I mean, just people ruining it. And it's like, I don't understand. Because even if you think like, oh, I'm going to say stuff and I'm helping, and you really think you are, even if you're not, but you really think you're participating and I do it, like, that's fine. As opposed to somebody who really is sitting in the crowd, arms crossed, ready to throw a turd in there, like for no, like just ready to be not even like offended, just negative. Like, and like, man, it's not funny. Like, man, it's like, what are we doing here, man?
Yeah.
What are we doing here right now?
I think the worst one I seen, and it wasn't even like a heckle, I think it was throwing the comedians off, was that time that the kid was in the crowd. Remember, Gil?
Oh,
Performing in front of kids sucks.
Yeah, there was.
But he was like right. It wasn't in the back. He wasn't in the middle.
They
He
sat
was
right in the front.
right in front of the
I don't
comic.
stare at a kid.
Yeah, so it threw everyone off, and usually the show is at night, so it kind of deters people from bringing children, and it's a comedy show. But I don't think this person really grasped the concept of what it was and things like that.
Of what a comedy show was.
And they were sitting right in front with their kid, and then their kid was like he was like playing on like
he was on a
video
Switch.
game. Yeah, he was like on a Nintendo Switch
with no headphones.
So it was like loud, and then he would like, burst out like laughing or something. And then at some point, one of the comedians was like, all right, let me play on this and bring attention to what's happening. Because
let me acknowledge the room.
The elephant in the room, right? Because everybody was like, so he did. And I mean, the kid is a kid, right? But the kid after that, like he ran on stage.
Sure, now he thinks he's the thing.
He's the funny, because people were laughing. We were laughing. So now he thought
he was running around.
And his mom was just kind of like
just sitting there with the mask on. Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah,
it was really weird. It wasn't a weird or it was kind of scary too, because he was running around. There's cables everywhere. There's lights. There's
anxiety inducing.
Exactly.
And it threw every comic off.
Right.
Sure.
Like every comic off after that.
Coming back from COVID, all the mics were outside at the beginning. Like when it first started back up, everything was outside. And there was one in Venice Beach that was in a park, like on the side of a baseball field, and you sat in the bleachers and a fucking kid and his parents and they just plopped down. And like he was maybe 10. It's just like, are you kidding me, man? And I went up there first, and I was like, you have bad parents. And the parents just started laughing, and he was like, and I was like, you should not be here listening to any of this. Like, go away. They stayed. It sucked.
Yeah. But shit like that is wild, dude.
There was another time not the same time, but it was around that time. And there was a family that went to buy something, and then they happened to, like be there when the comedy show. And one of the comedians was saying the same thing, like, hey, aren't your kids supposed to be in bed? Like, la, la, la. And this man is cracking up, and the guy is like talking like major shit to him. Like,
he was 12 years. I remember that one. I think that was a 12-year-old kid that was in there, and the comic asked him if he knew what a blowjob was or something like that.
Yeah, like he was like they were like heckling, like the parents, and the parent was laughing.
And he was going along with it and recording
he was like recording the whole thing, and he thought it was like funny, and the comic was doing it like, hey, get the fuck out of here.
Right,
like,
but they don't hear that.
They don't
hear it.
No,
like unless you're like, I'm being serious, and even if then it's like they're like, ah ha ha. It's like, no, motherfucker, I'm not laughing.
Yeah,
you're ruining this. Leave. It's like, ah ha ha. I made the whole thing better.
Yeah.
You didn't.
I can't believe how much better I made it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. Wild stuff, dude.
Wild stuff comedy. Yeah, so that's like the worst part of the tattoo shop is customers, and the worst part of stand-up comedy is the audience.
Wait, I gotta ask. What's the worst? Like, what's your biggest pet peeve when someone walks into, like the tattoo shop and to ask like a question or something? What's your biggest pet peeve?
Well, just to
so I know not to do it. Just kidding. Or what's your biggest pet peeve with clients at a tattoo shop?
For full disclosure, I haven't worked at a tattoo shop in like a decade. So like the biggest problem now is for sure phones and like social media and like where because people don't want, like, it's, you used to get stuff, the flash, here's a big wall of flash, and you pick whatever you want. Like, oh, I don't want anything off the wall. I would never get flash off the wall. But here's a picture off the second page of Google search. You know, it's like, you think that, like, how is that? Like, do you not see? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
So that's a problem.
That's like number one, Amber, of what after. Let's hear it, and then we'll give you our story of that, because we were on the other end.
Okay.
Asking questions.
Yeah. And like, I don't know, just the amount of bad information that's out there, or like, I don't know. Customers are, they're the lifeblood of everything. Good for you know. Like, I'm serious. Like, there's no one's making any money without customers.
Right.
Everybody's like, good for fucking customers, and it's either it's not knowing anything that's bad. It's thinking you know something that's bad.
Right.
Like, so many people walk in there like, oh man, I know what's up, and I know how all this works, and I understand the process, and I know this, and I know, and they don't know.
And it's completely wrong.
They don't know anything.
Right.
Like, that is a difficult process to walk through. But like, I was a body piercer, and so for me, the reason I had to stop is when you're a piercer, all your clientele, 90+% is women, between the girls, whatever, between the ages of 16 and 24. Like, right in there, that's who's getting the vast majority of piercings, or was what I was getting when I was a piercer. Women that age are fucking annoying. Do you know what I mean? Like that, and dealing with their moms too.
Right.
Like a 17-year-old girl and her mom coming in to get a piercing that the mom really doesn't want her to get, but the daughter's kind of like, and the tension in there, and like the weird, awkward anxiety that goes on, and like, it's a lot. There's a lot of heavy lifting mentally, because you're dealing with people that are scared all day. Like, everybody's fucking scared. They're fucking scared, and I gotta hold your hand and make it feel safe, and make
it not scared.
Make you not scared, and make you not feel like this is just my job and I'm trying to get you out of here as fast as possible, which is the reality. But I have to be like, oh no, fucking, you know,
yeah.
And like, I don't want to do any of that, you know. But tell me your story. What happened? Go ahead and answer questions.
So Amber and I were going in for the idea that we're gonna get a tattoo, right? And we had it all planned out. We didn't
make an appointment.
We were just
walk-ins is how you do it.
We were just walking in. Hey,
who's got time? Let's do a tattoo.
Exactly. And we it wasn't even. Was he a tattoo artist?
Yeah, he was.
So we walked up to him, and he was like, "Oh, what are you looking to get?"
First of all, he was sitting on his couch outside behind, like in the lounge area, just sitting there.
Yeah, it's not like he was.
So we walked in,
doing anything.
We walked in, and we didn't see anybody in the front. I mean, we thought he was
a customer.
So we're like, okay, like, you know, like, somebody gonna come talk to us? What? And then he kind of finally was like, probably like, all right, like, let me talk to you guys, and then go for it.
And then you tell the story better.
No,
I disassociated.
It wasn't, and I get it. I get the whole like pulling up your phone and things are photoshopped or things are not real. They're AI, whatever, right? Whatever the thing is.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
So whatever it is, and honestly, I'm very like, go for it, do your thing. This is what I want. But this is not exactly what I want. This is a general idea of what I want.
This is the start of this conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
So I knew what I wanted, and then Gil knew what he wanted, and around the size and things like that, right? So we go in there, and we're like, well, do we know what we wanted? Yeah, we kind of knew what we wanted.
I wanted a Ferris wheel.
Yeah, he wanted a Ferris wheel, and then the guy's like, all right, like what do you want, or what style? And we're like, well, we don't
something similar to and I show him the picture on Google.
First I asked, like, well, we're not too sure, like, you know, and then he's like, well, can you show me something? And we're like,
oh yeah, there we go. Okay. He asked for it.
Yeah, he asked for it. So then we're kind of like, well, we don't really have a picture of what it was, but we just wanted like a Ferris wheel. Like, I know that's probably
completely reasonable. Everything that you're telling me so far, you are being completely reasonable.
So then we just,
and not even like close to not being reasonable, like super in the green. We're completely in the green right now.
So we pull up a picture of a fucking Ferris wheel, like a black and white, just like stock photo, something, just anything, right? To show him what a Ferris wheel looks like. And he's like, well, I can't do this. And we're like, okay, but we want you to do a Ferris wheel any style that you can or within your interpretation. He's like, no, but look at this picture. And then he like zooms in and he's like, no, look, it's grainy, the lines are not straight, and I'm like, in my head, like, this is, you asked me to pull up a picture to show you a general sense of what we wanted.
This is the other side.
And he was like, oh, we can't use this because this is too small. Like there's no. I'm like, dude. Like in my head, I'm thinking he's taking this thing so literal.
Right. This is the effect of because so much of at the end of working in the shop, so much of it became people walk in and going, I want this.
Right.
Give me this. This is what I want. I don't want to hear shit about anything else you have to say.
Yeah.
Give me this. And the result of that happening is tattooers looking at going,
we got that.
You know, no, you can't have that. And it's like, no, motherfucker, I'm trying to start a conversation. I'm not saying I want this.
Right.
I'm saying I want a Ferris wheel.
Something similar.
Right. You said pull up a picture. This is the picture. Like not. So that is a shitty result of people bringing a picture of cameras and being like, I want this.
So
and
what would be like proper etiquette? Like,
you did it completely right. Everything you did was right.
Honestly,
this is a lazy fuck sitting out there on the couch.
Yeah, he did not get up.
He don't want to do anything.
He don't want to do nothing. He was pitching problems. This is
exactly. He did like problem after problem after problem, and we were just like,
it was like the reverse tattoo. I felt like he was gonna take out his gun and like take a tattoo off of me, dude.
In like a writer's room, like writing television, writing movies, all that kind of stuff. If there's a problem, you do not pitch the problem.
Right.
Like no one wants to hear, oh, this doesn't work. Fucking blah, blah, blah. You pitch solutions.
Yeah.
Right.
You pitch solutions. And like, that's how, so like that's a bummer that you guys had that. That is 100% not on you guys. You guys did nothing wrong in that conversation.
The solution for him was don't even get a tattoo. It's basically what he was telling me.
And then he left with like, those people didn't want to get nothing.
Yeah.
You know, like that's all.
We wanted to.
Of course
we
you
wanted
did.
to.
And like, and if you work.
Why would we, if we weren't even walking, and it wasn't even like a tattoo shop that was like in a busy street, nothing like that.
Right. You were not
we specifically,
foot traffic.
We specifically went to that shop because we wanted to get this tattoo there.
My old boss, the guy who brought me in to the business, would always say like, no one just walks in that door by accident.
True.
Like if they're here, they want to spend money. Like sell them a fucking tattoo. Like get the fuck out of here. However it has to work. However you have to massage this conversation. Let's make this fucking tattoo.
That's exactly what
happen.
I thought.
Yeah.
Like we were there.
He doesn't want
ready.
money. He doesn't like money.
We didn't ask him like how much is it gonna be. Like we
Right.
were
Nothing.
like we knew.
You were still at the beginning.
We knew, but even then we knew what our price point is because we both have tattoos. We know it's gonna be in this range, so we were willing to drop whatever it was. Like. You know, like it to me, I was so mad when I walked out of there.
Yeah,
every right to be.
Gil is more like, well, you know, I'm like, I'm gonna burn this place down.
I was at 4. She was at a 378.5.
Like I said, the biggest problem at the tattoo shop is customers, but the second biggest problem is asshole tattooers. Like with bad attitudes, lazy, entitled, like all of these. Like there's so many of them out there that think. This is a craft. This is a trade. You know, like ultimately, like you were there, you're like a plumber, you are a carpenter, like you are skilled labor. That is what you're doing there. And that's how it should be treated. You don't pitch problems. You don't pitch fucking problems. Like there's wanting to do the tattoo, like that conversation, if you want to do that tattoo goes so fucking different, you know? Or maybe he did want to, but he doesn't have any. Because there's plenty of tattooers out there that have no social skills either. And you think that would be like a big part of it. But these are dudes that spent their childhood in their room alone drawing. And fucking like, dude, these are not like a lot of dudes are not like big.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean? They're not like big social. Hey, no, these are dudes like putting their dark thoughts into fucking whatever sketches they're doing.
Right.
You know?
Which I totally, I feel like I always respect that because I'm like, I don't think they want to hear me yapping, you know, for X amount of time. And then when you're in pain too, you're not like, let me talk about, you know, everything. Then you're just like, all right, you do you, I do me, and it is what it is. But what's your like? Because I'm gonna speak off of my experience.
Sure.
But one of the tattoos that I have, I went and it. I mean, obviously, I'm not a tattoo artist. I don't know how long it should have taken, but it wasn't as intricate for it to take the amount of time. I knew that much, right?
Yeah.
And I get it. You get tired. You're hunched over. You're this and that. But this person was taking like a break, like not even lying to you, maybe like every 30 minutes.
Probably drugs.
And yeah. I knew that he was like going out to smoke, and it was like,
or like real drugs.
Maybe I didn't think about
Real
that.
drugs, not California drugs.
Not like smoking cigarettes
And
or
I was
smoking
just
weed.
like,
or anything.
Federal
"Man,
drugs.
like,
Right.
the faster you're done, the quicker I'm out of here." But it took like, I don't know, maybe it could have taken maybe a cool 3 hours at most. I would think, even like with like breaks, like I'm telling you, it was nothing intricate. It was nothing huge.
It really sounds like drugs.
And it took like 8 to 9 hours.
Oh yeah, this is drugs.
That I was
That
I was just like, oh.
This is like tweaker shit, man. You know what I mean?
And then I was like at a shop, and it was like all men. And then at some point they started putting like changing the TV, because it got later where there wasn't that many like clients. And then they were putting like, like dirty videos on, and I was just like, come on.
Like, why are you making?
up?
Why are you going out of your way to make me feel uncomfortable?
Yes.
Isn't amphetamine supposed to make you do things faster?
No, it makes you like fucking think that those things are never done. You know?
Really?
It's never done.
Right?
You know?
I mean, because like you hear stories of people having sex on cocaine or something, and they can't get hard. They can't do a lot. Like, you can't do a lot of things on cocaine.
On speed, you could do anything. The world is the world is your
There's
oyster.
difference.
If you're on meth, the world is your oyster.
You're a king.
You could do 8-hour tattoos, fuck for 3 days. You can do whatever you want to on meth. It's a magical creation. That's the problem with it. That's why it's so dangerous, because it's so magical. I've never done meth, but I've known a bunch of fucking tweakers. And while they are being tweakers, they think this is like, maybe afterwards they look back, they're like, yeah, I fucked up. But in the pocket, they're like, this is the best life I've ever lived. Are you kidding me? I had a friend who, he came up with us at the tattoo shop, and then he eventually got hooked on drugs. He was living under the freeway, less than a mile from the shop, and he would push his shopping cart past the shop. You know what I mean? And see us like in there, and it's like, man. And then he got clean, and I asked him, I was like, what did you think when you would like push your cart past us and see us in there? So he goes, man, I thought you guys were idiots. He's like, I was living the right life.
Wow.
Like, living, going crazy. Is if I needed some money, I'd get a hotel room and tattoo out of a hotel for 2 or 3 days, make some money, go back to fucking party. He was like, man, he goes, I thought you guys were idiots. And it's like, I mean, that tweaker life will get you, man. Start loving it. Like, there's so many people think that like those people they're all miserable. They're all miserable, man. Like, partying is fucking, it's good for a while. And then you just wake up and you're like, fuck, I've been doing this for 5 years. Like, how do you go back? Like, I think that's a big part. That becomes a big problem too. It's like, this is your life now. Like, how do you're dead center in this life, and you want to stop and go start doing something, go back to real life? Like, oh man, that's a long way to go.
We're the suckers.
Sometimes, look, if I wasn't trying to get good at stand up, I would have burned my passport, and I would be living in the jungle right now somewhere for sure. If it wasn't for stand-up, like, I don't need any of this civilization stuff, except for trying to get good at stand-up.
Yeah,
it's the only thing keeping me here.
So there's that makes total sense, because right there, I think, I won't burn the spot, but in a specific spot in Long Beach, close to Paramount, there, like on the center divider, somebody pitched a tent. They pitched a tent right there on the center divider. I think like 10 feet down of that, was like an empty car on blocks. We recently went by, and they actually put the tires back on.
Oh shit, man! They must have won the lottery.
So that was
something.
that was their parking lot right there. But it was so crazy because we passed by it, and it was a tent, a little chair set up outside their little porch, and then on the center divider was an ADT systems sign, security sign right in front of the tent. Dude.
Hell yeah.
There was no like he put like
Yeah, of
whoever
course.
they were put that there
Yeah.
for that reason. Like I wonder if they really think that
Security, man.
because you have that sign,
People be like, "Oh man, don't go in that tent, man.
don't go near it.
They're gonna
dude.
call the cops."
They're gonna don't go near it. But I used to have a family member that was deep into that, and he would like post pictures of him blowing smoke coming out of the pipe, blowing smoke and like posting it
They
on
think that's
Instagram
like, they think they're
and Facebook, and I think he
Yeah.
had like a LinkedIn account connected to his.
Why would they
Facebook,
be
too.
embarrassed or ashamed of
Right.
This is the best activity you could possibly be doing. This is like being
Exactly.
ashamed of dancing under a rainbow. Like, why would you be ashamed of that?
And clearly, it was in his tent because you can see the tarp.
yeah,
You can see the blue tarp.
you can see
and,
all
like,
the tent. You can see the tent.
I'm like, bro, like, are you gonna go to this year's Thanksgiving? Because it was a family member and
Yeah.
seeing that shit online, and it's wild. And me and my cousins will send each other that video. Hey, bro, look at what's going on with him today.
Serious business is going on.
Yeah, like why post that? That's just that's terrible. Look
Well,
at
that's
what
like
this.
the same thing we were talking about earlier with dudes like sending dick pics and all that stuff,
Yeah.
where you think it's a good idea. Like when you're tweaking, you're fucking on a good one. Like all these things become great. You know what I should do? You should post a fucking video. You know, like of course, and maybe even when you wave, you're like, fuck, man.
But dude, yeah, you know those viral videos of people like blowing like all these different designs. That's what he was doing, but he was doing it with like crystal meth, and he
yeah.
was blowing those
huge ring.
huge. And I'm like, that's
Like a
actually
chimney.
really cool. Like despite the circumstances on how he got that smoke, it's pretty impressive.
When you watching a tweaker hit that fucking pookie, they're
Yeah.
you see, it's like holy,
Yeah, it's wild, dude.
shit. All that was inside of you,
Right,
Like, yeah.
Johnny, it was awesome
Hell yeah,
having you on the podcast, dude.
my pleasure.
Appreciate it. Tell us where we can find you and what you have coming up, bro.
I am 1/3 of the West Coast Poplock podcast. You can find us anywhere where you find podcasts. Also, my personal social media, that dude Johnny C, over wherever. If I'm on it, it's that dude Johnny C. You catch me doing stand up all around the world. And thank you for the Mind Buzz podcast for having me on. Woo!
Hell yeah. Amber, do we have anything? Or do you have anything? We have a lot of cool things brewing up for February. Oh my God. We got two events coming back in the city of Paramount, and then we also have 2 events that are going to be brand new that are going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And they're all podcast related too.
Hell yeah.
So I'm
except
fucking
for one.
super excited. Which one?
So this month I have a clothing swap in Paramount. The idea behind it is clean your closet out, bring stuff that you don't want. We set it up. You can take clothes or you don't take anything. It's kind of just swapping. And then after whatever is left over, we donate to like a housing place that we know. So all your stuff gets donated after. It's a nice way to kind of clean out your closet.
Doing good in the world.
Hell yeah. Doing the Lord's work.
That's right.
And then I'm also hosting a vision board party that we're doing there too.
Can I ask you a question about this? Or is
Yeah.
it,
No.
So I would have been in the process of making a vision board. The last time I did this, I cut magazines, but there's no magazines anymore.
Oh, dude, I remember you asking, like where's
where-
the magazines
Where
at?
am I supposed to get magazines from?
So magazines still do exist. It's just they're not everywhere. So a lot of these magazines are donated from like doctors' offices.
Yeah, where do I have to?
Or like old people that
I'm gonna
still
go to the
get a
barber shop.
subscription. Yeah, or
I'd
barber
be like,
shop.
Yeah.
yo, let me get some of these
Things like
magazines.
that. A lot of them are also just printed from online.
Oh, I guess.
It's gonna
The
make it
Mind Buzz.
Sorry, we went over the time.
No, you're good.
There's stuff online. What other places
Yeah,
can
just
have them?
anything.
I'm gonna go to Goodwill
Ads.
tomorrow. and look
Yeah,
for
go to
Yeah.
Goodwill. You'll find
Well,
them.
if you want to come on the 17th,
Yeah, there you
Oh, hell yeah.
We'll provide everything so you don't have to go hunting
Oh,
for anything.
shit.
So
Even better.
that'll be cool. And then in February, for anyone that's single and ready to mingle, I'm going to host a speed dating event.
Oh shit! So we're gonna do meth. We're gonna do meth and date. Is that what's going on?
You're gonna show your true colors.
Oh, and then fucking date. That would be the best.
It's actually a secret contest for who can blow the better smoke. I think that's what.
That's a great
Secretly.
idea. I support this completely.
If you're in the city of Paramount or surrounding cities, Friday, which is that tomorrow already?
Tomorrow.
Friday. I will be doing a show at Santo Comedy at Horchateria, so come by.
Hell
I got
yeah.
a spot.
Yeah,
So what else do we got? That's it, right?
that's it.
All right. We'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks, Sean.
Goodbye.
I appreciate it.
Bye.
That was awesome.